All 5 of Oklahoma's congressional seats were won by Republicans this year, and there were also several important statewide offices up for grabs. With more on those results and the reaction to them, we're joined by Capitol correspondent Jason Doyle. Jason.
Yes, Rich, an exciting election night for Republicans as they continue to show strength at winning elections at nearly every level at Oklahoma, maintaining their supermajorities in the legislature and keeping all the statewide offices in their camp.
Lieutenant Governor, how you feeling about things tonight?
Well, we're feeling great.
That echoed the feeling for Republicans in all of the statewide races, including a dominating performance by Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell.
Great win. Very honored to have the support of Oklahomans across the state of Oklahoma again for 4 more years.
I saw some of the Republican candidates won their races like by 7:30.
Yeah. We don't take that for granted. We've been working very hard out there for the last couple of years, just telling people what we've been doing. And I'm to be the sales and marketing director for the state, to promote the state, be positive about the state. We get millions of people showing up in Oklahoma spending a whole lot of money. We need to continue doing that.
Pinnell says economic issues drove voters to the polls on Tuesday.
The last couple of days, people really started rallying behind economic issues. I know gas prices were higher a year ago, but it's still a really big deal for most Oklahomans across the state. The price of food going up, the supply chain issues as well was a really big issue that we heard a whole lot about.
Oklahoma State Treasurer-elect Todd Russ agrees that economic issues played a role in the Republican victories.
It has a lot to do with the economy, but it's more. I think there's a lot of issues that Oklahoma's got thrown around right now, and I think they're going to get those settled tonight and move on. And Oklahoma's a great state, and look forward to serving the people of Oklahoma for another term.
Russ was term limited as a state representative, and the banker from Cordell chose to run for state treasurer. He's ready to get to work.
It's been a long 15 months. We worked hard to get here. Glad they've called the race. The numbers look good. I thought they looked good for Oklahoma tonight, and they're looking better all the time.
Defending her seat for the first time, Congresswoman Stephanie Bice won another 2 years in Washington, D.C., sending a message to the Beltway.
Look at what we're doing here. We've got a thriving economy. People are moving to Oklahoma. They want a state that is free, open, and is putting people to work, and that's what we're going to continue to do here.
She's of the same mind as many of the Republican winners. It's the economy which drove this election.
Diesel's at $5 a gallon. Gas is up 50%. These are the real issues that Americans are facing, is the huge increase in prices of goods and services and energy. We have got to focus on bringing the energy prices down, and that's what the Republican majority will do.
Bice was joined by the other 4 Republicans running for U.S. House seats in victory. That means both Bice and Congressman Kevin Hern could be in line for important positions.
So let's talk about Hern and Bice, 2 newcomers relatively. Do they get some important positions?
Well, I think this will be their opportunity to do so now that Republicans will be back in charge of Congress. It will really be their first time. They've already had some time in Congress, so for lack of a better way to say it, they know their way around, which is very important in the legislative process. And now they can show their worth to Republican leaders within Congress in order to get the kind of assignments that will be beneficial to the state of Oklahoma.
Replacing U.S. Senator-elect Markwayne Mullin in the 2nd District congressional seat is Josh Brekeen.
He was a former state senator. I had the opportunity to cover him here, and he was always a very interesting individual. I will say that he was one who always listened to what others had to say. And in proposing some of the legislation, we saw it morph over time as he adopted some of those ideas.
It also appears Congressman Frank Lucas and Congressman Tom Cole could nab important leadership roles in the U.S. House.
For the veterans, like Congressman Cole and Congressman Lucas, who have held plum positions in the past, this will be an opportunity for them to possibly return to some of those positions.
I spent the day talking to a lot of my colleagues around the country. Republicans have an excellent chance, are almost certainly going to retake the House. That's a good thing because we'll have a couple of Oklahomans, Frank Lucas and myself, that'll become chairman. That'll be good for the state. And I think we'll put some brakes on the Biden administration.
On the federal level, I think Republicans are absolutely safe because we've nationalized basically elections since 1994 when it comes to the House, when it comes to the U.S. Senate. And the party that's in power during the midterm usually doesn't fare very well, and this is Oklahoma. So When people are going to the polls, they can differentiate between state elections and federal elections, and sometimes it's not even as much about the candidates as, do I want Chuck Schumer to still be majority leader?
While election night had few victories for Democrats, they did not lose footing in the Oklahoma House of Representatives, in which the Republicans hold a supermajority.
We won't have a Democratic Speaker of the House in Oklahoma anytime soon, but what we're looking at is a potential small gain for the Democrats in the House. So the races that we were really looking at in Norman, we had Jacob Rosecrans on the west side of Norman, always a tough race to hold on to that seat, but it looks like he did hold on, and so that's a hold for the Democrats.
House Democrats also held Representative Melissa Provenzano's seat in the Tulsa area and gained a seat currently held by Republican Representative Carol Bush, who did not run for re-election. The Oklahoma House will have 81 Republicans and 19 Democrats for the 59th Oklahoma legislature.
That, for us, is the first time we've had a net gain in the Oklahoma House for Democrats in 20 years. The last time was in 2002. And so, I think that some of our messaging is reaching those voters. Of course, we would love to be in a much better position than we are.
However, in the Oklahoma Senate, Democrat Senator J.J. Dossett lost to Republican Dana Priado.
So it appears Republicans may be picking up a seat in the state Senate, where, of course, they hold a supermajority as well. That would be a blow to Democrats in the Senate.
Many of the statewide races did not capture the limelight, but that doesn't make them any less important.
Some of these statewide races are very impactful to Oklahoma's daily lives.
That's right, and especially the Commissioner of Labor, they kind of do a lot of wage and investigations for employers. They do a lot of inspections too that maybe people don't think about out in the field as well. But Leslie Osborne, obviously running for re-election, she's at this point 83% of the vote in. She's way ahead at 66, almost 67% of the vote.
Leslie Osborne won re-election as Labor Commissioner and is joined by Republican Kim David in winning a statewide seat. The outgoing state senator from Porter is ready to take her place on the Corporation Commission.
Now I'm ready to work my guts out for you. We're going to get down to business. This is what Oklahoma is all about.
Interestingly enough, the biggest vote getter on the night is Attorney General-elect Getner Drummond. He took in nearly 792,000 votes, surpassing the likes of Governor Stitt and even topping Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell's vote total.
Oklahoma legislators will be the first to be given the oath of office next week, so they can begin work on bills for the first regular session of the 59th Oklahoma legislature. That begins next February.